Hello, my country people then. And know me say, many of una, even some of una, where una there for Yaoundé, una don't pass by this monument so many times, but not many of una don't ever stop by for actually check them out. So now if you see they talk on this plaque, they say on this place was proclaimed the independence of Cameroon on the 1st of January 1960 by Amadou Ahidjo, president of Cameroon. So now the monument is where they be built them for commemorate the independence of Cameroon on the 1st of January 1960. Okay, my country people them. And I know there's also some una, and they write exactly the same thing on the plaque at the bottom of the monument in French by the first president of Cameroon, Amadou Ahidjo. I know we say many of una Cameroonians them una don't know our own history, and una they see the monument all the time, and una never ever stop by for appreciate and understand exactly what way it represent and what way it stand for. So make a show una are they right in the center of Yaoundé, na Hotel de Ville Yaoundé that in the distance, na Hotel de Ville that. Okay, my country with them. So na Yaoundé this. So ma tell una small about what really happened. Me, I no study English, I no study history, and I no be lawyer, I no study law either. But other Cameroonian intellectuals, them like Dr. Simon Munzu, even Professor Anyangwe, and other people, the way they don't study these things, then they don't try to take the Cameroon problem to the United Nations for try to see if, as according to them, say they so the United Nations, a business in Cameroon, it will be completed. So they want for the United Nations to come back for Cameroon, for come divide Cameroon, give them a piece of it. They don't try all kind tricks in the book for try to get the United Nations interested in the United Nations. They don't tell them, say it is so their business in the Cameroons, it don't be completed. And the truth now, say their business in the Cameroons is completed. Make I explain something for you now. If you listen to people like Dr. Monzu, they talk, they go explain it for that. No, because they don't like for go back to the federal system. Dr. Monzu, na federalist. No, because they don't like for get more autonomy for the Anglophones. Then they obviously want that. No, say they don't want better governance for Cameroon. They want that. No, say they don't want the independence of the so-called Southern Cameroons. They do want that. But the problem is, how do you achieve that? Because Cameroon is a sovereign country will be one and indivisible, recognized by every other country in the world as one country. So how do you achieve the separation of this sovereign, beautiful country where it be achieved independence on the 1st of January 1960, and then on the 11th of February 1961, the United Nations will hold plebiscite in the Anglophone zone in the northern British Cameroons and the southern British Cameroons. And the people then for the northern British Cameroons, they vote for join Nigeria and they join. Meanwhile, the British southern Cameroonians then, they vote for join the Republic of Cameroon and they join on the 1st of October 1961. That is a historical fact. And some people they could talk today, so two things the way they always talk and say, one, they don't get a union treaty. Well, for just dismiss that argument, ask them, say, who started the union treaty between the former British Northern Cameroons and the former British and Nigeria? The British Northern Cameroons, it no get no union treaty with Nigeria. And then you get some people the way they go talk today, so why the British they don't be present at the Fumban Constitutional Conference? One of the reasons why the British they don't be present at the Fumban Conference now, because one, as Dr. Simon Munzu he articulated them brilliantly for 2017, where he be do a presentation for United States, where Professor Anyangwe he be there for day. Dr. Simon Munzu he articulated them brilliantly. He put them for the way me myself and not for fit ever put them. He talks say the British they be advocate and they be the lobby, they be campaign for the former British Cameroons for join Nigeria. Okay? They be campaign, they be want to make we become a part of Nigeria. But because of the Anglophone Cameroonians, at that time, the former Southern Cameroons, the marginalization, oppression and open eye where we don't experience them for the Igbo people and for Nigeria, to the extent where we come out run, cause the Eastern regional crisis. So we go against the advice of the British, and we vote for that plebiscite for 11th of February 1961. We go against the advice of the British for vote for join Francophone Cameroon. So after una don't go against the advice of the British for go join una French brothers them, una Francophone brothers them, and then at the same time una want make the same British people them, make the come for help una for form the union where they be against. And now one of the reasons that way when Foncha and Endele, they will go for that constitutional conference for Fumban, the British were not there. Okay? The Francophone Cameroon, they will bring their advisors them from France and everyone else. The British were not there. The British, they never get no interest. They talk someone, I don't deny when I could join Nigeria for give we the British a bigger power and bigger influence in West Central Africa. When I want to go join Francophone Cameroon, fine, make una go join. And one of the reasons that way the British were not there. We not be get no advice. We not be get no big brother, shall I say, for advice the former Southern Cameroons and all of those things then. And then you also get the people the way they talk today, so they want to restore the so-called independence of the former Southern Cameroons. One, that territory has never been independent. And for any person who want to tell una say if you don't be independent and they want to restore them, make it tell una who will be their head of state. Which are the embassies they will be? They will get international relations now with who? They will get a passport, they will get a currency, they will get national anthem, they will get a flag. Because now all of those things then plus international recognition where it will make you a sovereign independent state. So what are they restoring? They want to restore and go back to being a trusteeship territory under the British? Is that what you want to restore? Because from the 1st of October 1961, the territory known as the Southern Cameroon ceases to exist. And it became West Cameroon, just one of the states of the United Republic of Cameroon. So now, any person where want to talk about the former Federal Republic of Cameroon, na a legitimate argument to have. Any person where want to talk about going back to the federal constitution, that is a legitimate argument to have. That also, it would be an internal problem where the ordinary Cameroonians them, they could come together and resolve them. Any person where it talk about separation, secessionism, where one for divide Cameroon, now it go in the realm of destabilizing a sovereign country. And no country, no day on the surface of this earth, where they will allow you for can't separate a part of that country. It's there like you there whole right now. You get your 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes, ears, head, liver, and all of those things then. So other person talks today, so if one can't cut your leg or your liver, you go agree without a fight, just like that. Will not name me one country on the surface of this earth where it don't ever allow secessionism to take place without a fight. Nigeria, for one, when I remember Biafra War, we talk right now so about Russia and what do they call that one, and Ukraine. No, but inside Ukraine, they get secessionism. When I remember, if we now know the Russia, Ukraine very well, when I look at the eastern part of Ukraine, the Donbass region, or now what do they call them? Yes, the region of Donetsk and the other one, they get secessionism for day, where they want to secede from Ukraine, for form their own republic or for join Russia. What did Ukraine do? It sent kumkum. It pound kumkum, go give them. Yes. And one of the reasons that the excuse that way Russia use them, say it go for Ukraine, for go protect the Russian citizens the way they did inside Ukraine, where Ukraine they kill them. It talks that Ukraine they commit genocide against the people the way they want to secede. Now they excuse that. Now Russia don't officially recognize that region where they want to secede, recognize them as a sovereign country, and then they go into Ukraine for go protect them. Obviously, we know saying that excuse where Russia they use them for go for Ukraine. Russia they fight, not even against Ukraine. Russia they fight not NATO. Russia they fight not NATO inside Ukraine. We all know that. But now the excuse that way they use them. So as I tell when I'm contributing them, As when they join, una make sure so una match fire for the share. So when Anglophone Cameroonians they tell una say they feel go to the international community for go get a concession for bring back the United Nations for can finish the so-called unfinished business, that is never going to happen. They don't already try them before, a million times before, and they fail a million times before. Right from the people the way they start give this name say Ambazonia, they don't try them. They don't try all kind of things. They don't take all kind of lawyer them, pay all kind of retainer fees them for go try for secede for court a part of Cameroon or whatever they want to do. It has not worked. And they don't tell them on the international scene, they don't tell them, every single person from the United Nations to every single diplomat around the world, they don't tell them, say it will never work. The only other option, like whenever they always tell una about South Sudan, they tell una that the option of war. If you feel fight war where it will kill millions of people then, and it will become untenable for the international community for stand by and watch that war happen. If you can achieve that, like South Sudan, for 22 years of fighting, after where they've done already fight, that one, the 22 years of South Sudan war, now the second Sudanese civil war, for una way una no know. Wait, means so they don't fight the very first Sudan civil war for about a decade. They stop, and then now they go now into the second Sudanese civil war, where it takes more than 22 years for them emerge, for get a referendum. Now the cost, that is exactly which way it would take. That is the cost for separate Cameroon. That is the price you're going to have to pay. But the problem is these Anglophone Cameroonians, the way they be disingenuous. The Anglophone Cameroonians, the way they be disingenuous, where they no go ever tell una the truth. They go can't talk to this so, they want to get referendum or whatever, they go get referendum, or they go secede from Cameroon by putting some a few Dane guns and Chaka from Clyde gun. Some of them be tell when I say it's a walk in the park, it will take a few years. Our case is clear. Our case is clear. Which case be clear? Many of una when even talk about these things, how many of una don't actually ever look at the resolution 1608 of the United Nations? How many of una don't ever actually look at that resolution? How many of una don't ever open and look at the United States or United Nations Charter Article 76? When I don't ever look at when I don't ever look at the archives, the documents, the day out there, when I just need to open on a phone, instead of opening our phone, begin to take selfies them or take pictures of our private parts them for sharing for other people them. Open the phone, Google your own history, read them. I talk to a person where he study English. I mean, he study history. You don't know where this monument is signified or where this monument be. You don't know it. Ordinary Cameroonian, where they born inside Cameroon, he be born and bred inside Cameroon, and he study history for Cameroon to university level. You don't know where this monument be. Many Cameroonians they walk past by like this one, the way they walk past by this monument right now. So all of them are guaranteed, and none of them never ever go read which way they write at the bottom of that plaque. None of them. Now really true, they talk say if you want for hide information, for hide anything from black man, put that inside book. If you want to hide anything for black man, put them inside book. So the few people, the way they go read that information, then can misquote them for you, misinterpret them for you with a political agenda in mind, because they get their own agenda. Why would they tell you, what way they tell you, for make you angry, because they know say you be woefully misinformed and ignorant, and you know go do no research of your own, because they say and say you be stupid. They could say whatever they want to say, forget you for being emotionally compromised. And when they talk so, you too, you vex, you carry chaka from Kwarai gun, you go for bush without a clue. Because there's some different person, you don't go read them, misquote them, misinterpret them, chew them up, can't chew them for you, you swallow them. Without an ounce or an inch of research of your own. The truth now say the United Nations, they be spell them out in every article, in every resolution about how the trusteeship agreements will be terminated and about what is known as a self-governing and a non-self-governing territory. And the right now for they say the countries they go gain self-governance by either they associate with another country or they emerge as a sovereign independent state, or part number 3, they join an already independent sovereign state. They spell them out. So any one of those 3 things then it go make say it go mean say that territory it don't achieve self-governing status, and they go terminate the trusteeship agreement. They write them for day. And also they want them, as Dr. Munzu talk. I don't go watch when I go watch for Pade Asanga. He do some live broadcast about 3 hours or something yesterday a few days ago, where he played that Dr. Munzu he presentation will be doing for I think Atlanta or for somewhere it been in the United States. He play for day, where he actually explain why the British didn't be there for Fumban, explain why we una go for every international court in the world, una go for every United Nations office, every international organization in the world. Una go come back and they go tell una the same thing where they don't already tell them. They don't tell the lawyer from Goji Dinka. They don't tell Professor Anyangwe them. They don't tell the Dr. Munzus them. The case it be locked in. Will be done already achieve independence by joining. Some person will talk say how you could achieve independence by joining. Guess what? It is not the Francophone Cameroon that wrote that article in the United Nations. As a matter of fact, they've not even been a member of the United Nations at that time when the article was written. It not been a Cameroon government. It be been at the United Nations where they be write them. It not been a Francophone man. They write them for they spell them out. They spell them out. And it be clear. Any person where want to argue that one, you get to go argue them. Now with the United Nations, the United Nations don't make a decision and it be clear. Say Cameroon, it be a sovereign state, it be a one and indivisible country, unless of course the people them of Cameroon they decide by their own laws where they govern them. If they decide for separate the country or they decide for do whatever, how they would decide for rule their own country, that is their business now, an internal issue. When I want to try as much as I want for internationalize this issue, that one now in our business. Try. Good luck. It not go work. When I kick you myself, like even the Chris Anu called Dr. Munzu, they talk. Dr. Munzu tell you, say when I go to war now, when I pick gunfight, say the armed struggle or what when I call them, say military force or whatever, when I want to divide Cameroon with a gun and collapse, good. But remember, say no matter all secessionist wars they succeed. Biafra is just an example for una. It succeed. 3 million people dead, or now 1 million people dead in 3 years. Dead. Dead, compromised, horizontal, flat, expired. Simple. Dead, gone. And then not to talk about the economic destruction. Where I even talk again, I talk for when I they inside Cameroon, when they experience them. No, me too, I mean for Cameroon too now. Okay. So we'll get Amber Justice today for here, we'll get Manga Bear. It says see as Cameroon finds to take Amber fools them go die vexed. Yes. So now I continue this. I them for Yaoundé. Today now number 3. Is it the 3rd or the 4th? Today is the 3rd. Yes, the 3rd of March 2022. I go chop my better soya, chop all kind of them with my black legs, and then I go me house. I don't experience a lot of things since I come from Cameroon. A lot of good, the bad, the ugly, all kinds of things. One of the things, I don't climb on top of Kada. Of course, I don't enter taxi. I climb on top of Kada. Mosquito enter mop. Or na fly. Sansan enter eye. All kinds of things. Yes. I don't experience all of Cameroon. I don't chop plum, mango, avocado, pear, pineapple, oranges. And when I talk about plum, I mean the black plum. I don't chop all kinds of things. Them bush meat, chuku beef, cow, okra soup, and gari. Ekwang. I don't posh. Where? All these things that they don't agree with my system, but so I did get a reaction to most of them. So, especially for the very first time eating something for a very long time, so it always hamburg my system. So, like how did they give me the chop? They talk about you chop and go complain, say the Porsche. I talk say I go chop and then go sleep for toilet, but I go that's so chop and enjoying my life. Yes. And yes, ma talk about the bad. One of the bad things with me I experienced about Cameroon so far, now the super poor customer service. And also, I see some small Pekin. The Pekin could have been about 3 years old. Will be the passes on Cartier for that side for Obili. Will be the pass for that side for Obili. I'll be there inside taxi as usual. I always take my taxi in a depot or I jump on top of Kada one time. So as I'll be the pass. I see the periphery, it literally, it be stand for some shop, the shop gets steps, okay? It get like 4 or 5 steps then, and then it just stand, now shop, it means in a business place. I think that in Miami business place, it's standing on top of those steps then, it move a small 1.5 inch blackboard, it put them outside, so it PC on top the steps then, for public. I kid you not. The child was about 3 years old or something. Yes, it's not small Pekin, but that is the bad. Okay, but man, tell you, wait till we see me about that particular one. Now the fact say it be normal. You understand? Wait till we piss me off with that. Now the fact say it be normal. Ordinary Cameroonians, they walk past with you 1.5 inch black hole with there for outside, so it is PC on top those steps them, it's normal. You mommy with the inside the house, it be normal. The Pekini says he know you say it's normal because it don't see you pa. It see other people and they just whip them back or they piss them anywhere. Right at this zone for center for Yaoundé. Right down that road, so when I see that building in the distance, now Beyak. The Bank of Central African countries them. Now Beyak that bank. If you walk go down that road so all where you could smell them now peace. Cameroonians don't peace for all kind of place. Now one of the things that I hate about Cameroonians they don't like their own country. Man they chop throw away dirty for floor. Man they actually walk high like so. It see this place so way as a clean so it no like me. It go to chop a granite round here for floor deliberately. Just whipping black cord PC for corner road and then go complain say the country don't spoil. The country don't spoil. And then talk say one go but now for Belgium. We're talking about Belgium. Beltus messaged me earlier today. Maybe I complain again about Cameroonians and I always use Beltus like my guinea pig. Beltus WhatsApp me. It messaged me. It say countryman, Cameroon get embassy for Belgium. My reply to you now say, do I look like Google? Idiot. The time where you be taken for ask me that question, at time where you for Google and get the answer for yourself. Be independent. Don't rely on people. And Google will be more reliable. It will just tell you, say they get an embassy. It will give you plus picture of the embassy, give you the address of the embassy, give you the telephone number of the embassy. And I don't even live in Brussels or Belgium. You ask me, do I look like Google? And another problem that me I get our Cameroonians. Cameroonians love to use someone else's brain. And one of the things that will make Cameroonians always believe which way any person do them, or believe which way any other person talk them. They need to ever do their own research for themselves, for find out for themselves. They will only shit on, yeah, say that man be talk say, yeah, say Dr. Simon Munzu be talk say. When Dr. Simon Munzu talk say, resolution 1608 says blah, 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 blah. Do you know the first thing I do? I go and look for the resolution 1608 to read it for myself. Because I don't just want to use Dr. Simon Musu's brain. I have my own brain. Cameroonians, when I learn for use, when I own brains. And when they teach when I for school, no, not just by mistake, they just tell when I random nonsense. No, there's a reason. Why did they tell when I all these things then? There's a reason. And if when I be know when I history, when I be know all these things then, when I know for ambush with terrorists, their propaganda and the lies. We'll not forget this nonsense which is going on in the Anglophone zone. If you just knew the facts, the truth, and the reality for yourself. When some person wants to start the lie for you now, you just say, no, that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Don't believe this idiot. That's a blatant lie. Yes, it's true, say they so. We'll be getting independence on 2 separate dates. Just like how Nigeria would talk, say, the northern Cameroons be getting independence on a different date as the other part of Nigeria. It doesn't mean there are 2 different countries. It doesn't mean that. You could talk today, so, and now 2 states. They use those words, them states, deliberately for bamboozle you, where you don't get sense, you don't get 2 eye brain cells. Now, so they expect, say, you don't get sense, you don't go research them, you don't go find them out. All of these things they do, they build them publicly for you, for can't find them, for can't see them. Museums a day. As I did for Cameroon, this past 1 week where I don't do for Cameroon, I don't go for National Museum of Cameroon for go learn science. Learn history about my country. Now only 2,000 francs I pay for enter for the museum. How many of our Cameroonians don't ever go for the National Museum of Cameroon? The former presidency of Cameroon, when Ayijo be president, the former presidency now the National Museum of Cameroon. How many of our don't ever pay just 2,000 francs to go for that museum for go find out about our history? How many? You don't. You should not for there just to wait for picking a different person in the brain because we're lazy. They wait, meet different person, go do them, see them, and then can't tell you. So that means you just believe them. As all way African man known for believe. No research, no finding out, just believe them. If they tell you, say, yes, sir, I believe you. Yes, sir. No wonder religion, no can bamboozle una. All una believes today, so the Europe be beautiful like this because they know Jesus pass una. People, they will actually go strong for church, they pray for wealth. Can you imagine? Person will go strong for church, they pray today, so make God, a go get job. And then come out for 4 a.m. for winter. Go for that job. Go do work. And then after God don't go do that work for you. When they don't pay you salary, make God come move and put them for your bank account. Because say you over special, because you be African man. You over special. Make they come move and put them for your bank account. Make you then just don't begin chop. Say I pray for wealth. It is my portion. I receive it. Bunch of idiots. No go work. No go get a job. She don't for day. Make your own manners, they fall now from heaven. As we now over like for believe now believe. No, now no go work. No me say me I don't believe in God. Oh. I believe in God and I believe that God don't already give me everything where me I need them for succeed or for fail. Now it is up to me for decide what I do with weight where God don't already give me. I don't believe 1 second say God if you shouldn't so a woke up talk say take 10,000 francs or talk today so because say you be special I choose now you say make now you get this job wrong. Me, I have to first of all go for school, get the education, get the qualification, qualify for do the job, and then I get to fill an application form. I get to deposit them in the right place at the right time. I get to attend a job interview. I get to say the right things to the right person at the right time. For the person for like me, I get to dress appropriately in order for make a good impression for the person who will interview me. I get to appear at that job interview smelling nice, looking good, and talking sense. For them for like me, for give me a job, and then I get to turn to, it means I get to appear for that job site every day at the right time, early enough, for perform my job to the best of my abilities, for make sure that at the end of the month, I collect a salary. And at the end of the month, when I collect the salary, I get to budget. I get to know say this so, out of the 70,000 francs I collect for this month, 20 will go to my rent, 10 will go for my jangi, this one will go for my school fees. This one will go for my savings account. I did that. No be God. I did it. But God, they don't give me everything I need them. They don't give me the sense. They don't give me the life. And they don't give me everything I need them for achieve that. Then I use them myself. So now when me I succeed, I know we'll talk say thank God. I go say thank me for this job I have. Because I work hard at it. I think talk say thank God for life. Good. I said, thank God, say me, I see they're alive. That's it. But if I say, now thank me, countryman, for this job because it's my job. I work hard for that job. thank me for that chop I put on top of that table, because now me I come and go work every day, go find that chop, bring am for that table. I am the responsible, no be God. Now me. Understand the difference between which way God don't give you and which way you don't give them to yourself. So any idiot way talks to this, na God, that one na person way want make you fail, because na person want make you believe in manners from heaven. It don't know say you get the powers for do and undo on this earth. God don't give you that power. It don't give you that power. The Chinese, they progress the go. The Europeans, they progress the go. Even the Turkish, even go for Arabia, they progress the go. Not because of God, now because of hard work. Because of their technological advancement and know-how. Okay? So make una open una books and read them. You want for advance. You want for make money, get a job. But first get an education. Not just believe anything when any person talk am. Not just believe. Believing is not good enough. Even though you get to believe in yourself more than anything else, believe in yourself, because you are a man of God. You are a child of God. Some person can't tell me, say, no, totally, this person is a man of God. Say, Chris, I'm a man of God. So I ask you, say, now, who know a man of God? Am I not a man? Am I not made by God? So who am I? I am a man of God. Every action I take is because God willed it so. If I deny today, say I no ever go to church, it's because God willed it so. Because now God make me. If I the strong head, now God make me strong head so. I am a man of God. So many no man ever bamboozle you, say you do this because it be against the will of God. Wrong. Whatever you are doing is because God willed it so. And if God don't like make you do and so, God for stop you, make you not do it. He get the overall power for do them. But if he choose not for do that, because he want make you do that thing where you do them. The only thing I go talk now, say whatever you want for do and make sure say you make sure say it not to hurt another person, because you get a conscience. As long as you need to do anything where they pain another person, just match fire, continue to do them. Thank you, plenty my contributor.